Alright, welcome to my second video in this very ramshackle video covering X4 Split Vendetta. It's April 2nd, turning April 3rd basically, here shortly, and I decided to do this video. Somebody had made a comment in the comment section on my first video asking me to kind of elaborate on a remark I'd made about how the quest system is different from and evolved from what they've kind of done. And I shouldn't say all the quests are like that, but Egosoft is definitely moving in a very positive direction with that, and I'll explain my thoughts and my reasoning behind it. And I just thought I'd kind of throw my own 2 cents in here really fast. You should definitely start a new save if you're playing this. I know it's a pain in the butt. I've got a game or a save that's got probably a couple hundred hours dumped into it at least. But you know, when someone comes along introducing an entirely new race, and then they fine-tuned. I mean, this patch was huge. 3.0 was massive. With the amount of things that had changed. So you're talking about major economic changes, war engagements, interactions with the split, and in my opinion, and then the Xenon. And in my opinion, you want to see all of that from as early on as you can, right? Not on an already established save where war fronts that maybe have been pushed one direction or the other, the balance of power has been set. Here you get to see it how Ubisoft meant for it to be when the split was introduced, and that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. Same with mods, you know. I play with mods, but on my first playthrough, I don't, because I want to see how it is. So anyways, we're going to dive into this. I apologize again, my mic is not the greatest. I'm not doing this to become a content creator. I'm just doing this because I'm an X4 fan or X series fan, and I said if anybody had any questions, I'd post it. Literally, I had like 2 comments and one guy asked, so boom, doing a video because why not, right? We're all kind of sitting at home right now, and anybody asks me a question, they respectfully want to see something or want me to explain something, I'll do it. So anyways, I'm already kind of rambling on, and I don't want to make these videos too long if I can, so let's get right into it. Now, I did mention this in a previous video, I think, but minor kind of spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear this, kind of skip forward a little bit to where you see me after the start. Kind of, you'll understand what I'm talking about. When you see me in the ship, then you know you're fine to whatever. But it's really not a big, huge spoiler, but I'll just kind of throw it out there. And, okay, chance for you to skip. Alright, now, the split has 2 different options, option A, option B. Both of them center around a massive battle as the starting scenario. If you choose option A, you're on the losing side of the battle and you're floating in space in a spacesuit. If you choose option B, you're part of the victorious fleet. Both starts have their own agendas following what I just described. So keeping that in mind, I actually chose the option A, even though it sounds kind of like it's narrated by kind of like a Donald Trump or something. It's kind of crazy, but I realize that's really not your character. I think he gets utterly destroyed, and I'll point that out when I started. But let's get into it so you can stop hearing me blab.
My patriarch got to join the coalition of free families to face the Zyarth Armada. I have the great honor of leading
that ship in the background's like a light carrier, I think, like an auxiliary ship.
I will make my family proud.
Pretty cool. I think it's got in my first video I went over it, but it's a pretty badass ship. But there is an even bigger dedicated carrier than that one. It's any second now. So yeah, definitely interesting starts. To me that tells me maybe, you know, this is all presumptive, right? Based on assumption, but I think Egosoft's getting a lot more confident with their products. They've gotten a lot of the bugs worked out. There's still a lot of them in there, right? We got little gremlins, whatever. But they've come a long ways, and I think now we're starting to see an evolution of them being more comfortable with this iteration in their series, their IPs, so they're learning how to tell the story in it a little bit better. Yeah, so there's Trump, I think, talking on this ship. And, although technically I guess this feed should have went out if that was him, unless it's this dude. And, as I mentioned, you know, I'm in a spacesuit, so... now we just have to wait. And this fleet's gonna move off and do their own little thing, and you know, you're very much in a bad way when this starts off. You got no oxygen, no ship, you're just, you know, sitting in the middle of a debris field of, you know, your family basically.
Too much static.
And then this weird chick just pops up.
Can't lose more pilots. Keep looking.
And any second now, come on.
Split warriors will find you. Survive or dishonor your family. Calm your battle rage to conserve oxygen.
Whatever you say, lady.
Pilot detected.
And there's my rescue ship. They literally sent the crappiest ship they could. You can sneeze at this thing and it'll explode. Pretty sure you can poke holes through the hull of the ship. I don't know how you would even dock in this thing. Pretty sure my chair would just completely crumple it. But especially the way I usually dock. It wasn't too bad.
Greetings.
You survived. Good. What's wrong?
Something
left
to
us
be
for
noted.
dead.
We make them pay for their arrogance.
Her name's Captain
Hit the ship and wreak vengeance.
whatever. Okay,
Jaguar.
she hops into my thing, and you would assume she's in my ship, right? Until you actually click on the ship and see that oh, you do have, she is on your ship. Okay, I didn't think she was. Cool. Maybe she'll come into play later. Anyways, we're gonna get away from the group here. You can see that I currently have a mission to, you know, basically get vengeance, whatever. I'm not gonna click on it, but it's impossible. That's like a task for you to work your way to. But let me just kind of get a little bit of ways from them so I don't get ganked. And I think the gate that I want to aim for is this direction. Yeah, there it is. You can see it way off in the distance right there. So, a couple things to note while I'm, you know, transitioning from here to the gateway. It's not this gate I'll go through another gate, and I think as I exit split space, I'm going to make another assumption that what you're about to see is kind of like an indication of what I'm talking about with this kind of expanded, like maybe quest system or events kind of happening that immerse you, pull you in a little bit more. And so they obviously couldn't put it in split space because I think they wanted all the players to be able to experience this. So, you know, they obviously couldn't throw it down here by this jump gate. So I've got to go through this jump gate and then boom, I think I'm going to be in Talati space.
Entering
Yep.
system.
So I'm at 2 grand. I want to head towards this gate. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, like I said, you know, I'm kind of maybe throwing a little bit of spoilers on this. It's early game, though, and you wanted to see what I was talking about when I talked about these more immersive, engaging things. They're not big, right? But it's a step in the right direction. Small steps, right? In my opinion, it's fantastic.
Unknown object.
I mean, obviously I've dumped hundreds of hours into the game. I love the Empire sandbox building of it, but anything that immerses and pulls me into the world more, you know, big clap. Awesome. And any second, here we go.
Argon Federation, and with the mandate of the federal presidency, we come in peace. We seek safe passage to the rumored lost colonies of our fellow Argon citizens.
So obviously you can see he's referencing something, and I can tell you I've already gone through the jump gate, but go ahead and stop the ship for a second. I can tell you that I've been going on quests and stuff, and I thought that that guy would go off and dip and do some other, his own thing. He's still sitting there, so I'm assuming I can engage him or bring a quest up. Actually, let me go ahead and test that theory right now, since I'm right here. Go back through the gates, and then I'll show you one of the new quests. Now, my understanding, if I read it and interpreted it right, is that there's several kind of quests that are going to be similar to what I'm going to show you in a moment. Not a lot of them, but like I said, again, small steps and are in the right direction into pulling you into the world. Not focusing your narrative and making it have to be something, but giving you more to chew on, so to speak, right?
Jump gate to
Like, I don't know, actually seeing your character.
Entering system to Grand.
Right, so I believe that ship should still be sitting here.
Osprey Vanguard.
Whoops. Let's see if there's any missions here. Oh, maybe I'm just completely full of it. No. I could have sworn it. I saw that ship sitting there before, but... Alright, my apologies. Anyways, we'll focus. I'll get over there. I'll show you the first part of the mission. It's multiple steps. But yeah, it should be enough for you to get kind of
Profit Center Alpha.
obvious, you know, kind of idea as to what's going on. What am I looking? Right here. So as we click on this join Hakuba's Trade Revolution, see a little outline here, and this lady we're going to be meeting, Reen O'Mara. We're going to go ahead and accept that quest. Got my little guidance waypoint, so I'm going to hit the autopilot so I can do this in easy mode. And yeah, so, you know, obviously the cutscene is not super long. It's not fantastic either, but, you know, it's, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. It's pulling you in, because before, arguably, all we had was kind of like the player HQ thing going on. Is this the right direction? Okay. And then that kind of ended, right? And it was kind of hollow. It felt more like just kind of an introduction to the player HQ, and that they were going to flesh it out later. But yeah, it didn't really kind of seem like you were being pulled in, like, what's the station, what's going on with it? Those questions are never answered, right? And obviously they'll be answered in probably future content. But as it stood, we've all just been kind of going, I guess we got a cool looking asteroid and we can teleport around and, you know, learn how to steal blueprints and, you know, whatnot, but there's nothing really to it. Whereas this, you're giving a specific agenda and goal, and there's definitely a lot more going on. The Argon is active with the SCA. The SCA is actually active. I landed on a pirate base and actually met with a leader. It was kind of cool. Anyways, let me turn autopilot off and go ahead and get my landing on.
Docking granted.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That almost did not turn out well. I missed my docking computer. There we go. Go ahead and we'll get up. You'll see the door open like a Model T Tesla sort of kind of thing going on. And another kind of cool thing is, wait for it, see if it pops up. Should be a guidance tracking thing underground. For the quest that I'm currently on, that's... Let's see if I'm still tracking the quest so I can actually show that to you. Set it to inactive and set it back to active. Okay, well it's not putting it on there, but usually there's like a little orange guidance arrow, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's something neat. Another quality of life thing. It would tell you basically to come into a turbo load
to remind all visitors
and
to
go to
keep
her
their
office.
children with them at all times.
Yeah, there you go. All of a sudden it appears now.
That will be all.
There's your dude.
Listen, I apologize for the state of the place. Things are rather hectic at the moment. We've signed a number of promising new trade contracts, but circumstances have left us spread a bit thin.
Reed, we have an issue with the inbound warfighter.
I should note that
I'll be there in a minute.
Ubisoft, if you're seeing this somehow magically, my
We've
like
prepared a freighter
probably
to fly over to one of our
2-digit
new
view
partners.
channel.
Honestly,
That chick
I
just
know
seems to
that
be
you can deliver
fascinated
those
with the
goods on
ceiling.
time.
Like she
I'll be happy.
refuses to make eye
If you do
contact with
that,
anybody.
the ship's as good as
So
yours.
if there was any way to like actually get her to
If you
look
screw us
at you,
over, well, the worst
it's like
we
she
can
sees
do
a
is
spider
revoke
on the
your
ceiling or
docking
something.
privileges. Sorry to cut
But
it
yet
long,
your
but
guy's
there's
staring her
something
down
that
like
needs my attention.
maybe that's the
I look
issue, I don't know.
forward to seeing how you do.
But you see what I'm talking about now? This is what I was referring to, and then there'll be several stops to that mission. If I bring that up now, you can see it's one of these things where there's going to be several stops, and there's ones that are that are hidden right now, not revealed because I've not completed this stop. But you know, there is an agenda there. There is something going on. A couple interesting NPCs. And my understanding is there's a couple of these kind of quest chains that are like that. And please, if Ubisoft's hearing this, I really, really hope that they add more of these because it pulls you into the game that much more, in my opinion. It makes it feel like the world's a little more alive, right? It doesn't have to be scripted, coordinated exactly like, you know, it's always going to be this ship destroys this ship and this guy takes this sector and this station gets built right exactly there. We all kind of know that that's not how it goes. It's fluid, so we're kind of in a fluid sandbox world. But they've added a little more depth to it now, so the factions seem to be a lot more orientated on their goal sense, and this faction in particular is, I never even messed with them before, but now they're somewhat interesting. The SCA is no longer just, you know, an annoyance. They're actually kind of cool, so it makes me really excited to see what's going to come for the future. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've been rambling long enough as it is. This is what I meant by, you know, the missions, and as you progress through the steps, not every single step has a little cutscene, you know, the chick staring at a spider on the ceiling or whatever, but there are some kind of cool ones, and there's some kind of cool steps too to even this series that I liked, but I'm not, no spoilers. But you guys, happy gaming, be safe, and if you got any questions or want me to show something, just leave a comment down below. Even if it's one person, I'll do a video. So take it easy, guys.